So, very good morning, all of you. Today, we'll discuss some historical part of Python. In that, we'll discuss the history, who is the author of Python language, how many IDEs are available to perform the Python projects, so on. That section, first, we will discuss about the IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So we can able to perform in last lecture we already discussed about that we can able to perform the program on IDLE tool that we can create a file. After that we can save that file with an extension of .py, and after that we'll execute that file by using run command or fi command. Okay, so this is the one way where we can execute the program. In another way, we already discussed, once we save the program by using Notepad, Notepad++, Edit Plus in particular folder, we can able to execute the program by using command prompt. So for that, we require to install the Python. Okay. Similarly, even another way is available called as a ID. Especially ID is used to develop the projects. Okay. In future scope, we can develop the number of projects. Okay, for example, Django projects or standalone projects, standalone application or distributed application. In that section, we can use the IDE. Without IDE, we cannot able to perform the project. What is the reason behind that? Because IDE collects all the file and it will integrate it, and after that, it will perform the task. Similarly, we have different types of IDE. At least right now, we must know the name of IDE. So integrated IDE development environment, we have three options: PyCharm, Eclipse, and Spider. Okay, so PyCharm is open source IDE, so we can use that application. It is open source, that means free to use and free to configure. Similarly, Eclipse is also available, pay dev license. Okay, so we get the license Eclipse. In that, we can able to perform the Python, and also we can able to perform the Python operations or projects by using a Spider, and it contains the MIT license. Okay, so we at least must know the who is the what is the name of ID and who provide the licenses. These are the licenses provided by the companies. Okay, so similarly in Java, if you want to develop the application, we need to use the Eclipse, or we need to use another application to bind that uh, project. Okay. Similarly, so this one is about the integrated ID development. Now we'll discuss about the Python and historical Python. So at least we must know. So similarly, C language, C++ language, Java language. So Python has some history. So who is the Python owner, or we can say the developer, when the Python language will be developer, and such a type of questions will be asked in the interview. So who is the father of Python, like that stuff. So Python is a general purpose high level programming language. The father of Python is Judo van Rossum. He developed the Python language in the year of 1989 at Netherlands. Okay. So Python originally, अभी इसमें भी दो problems है. Python originally developed in the year of 1989, but the official birth date of Python is 20 February 1991. Okay. So why the official birthday will come on 20th February 1991? Because the actual language will be developed in the year of 1989, but it is publicly available in the year of 1991. So that's why they said the official birthday of the Python is on 20th February 1991. So the another Python most important part of the Python is dynamically typed language, and I like that there are two types of languages. First one is the statistically typed language, and second one is a dynamically typed language. Statistically typed language means we need to provide the data type. Okay, we all know that if you want to perform any program, if you want to perform any project, we require a variable. Without variable we cannot able to perform the operation. What is the reason? Because in variable we need to store some values, and by using that value we can calculate some output or some perform some operation. For example, if you want to calculate if you want to create a calculator, if you want to perform a addition, or if you want to develop the one application like it perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, so for that operation also we require a variable. Without variable, is it possible? No. So what is the role of variable? So variable here we use to store the values. for temporary purpose, and by using that operations or by using that value we can able to find out some solution. For example, variable num1 is there, num2 is there, so num1 contains some value, num2 some contain value. After that we can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication. So in statistically type language we need to specify the data type. Now, question again comes, what is the data type? Data type majorly used to identify what type of data is. Majorly, it is used to identify what type of data type, what type of data is. For example, if you want to deal with natural numbers, if you don't, if you want to deal with fractional numbers, if you don't, if you want to deal with some alphabets like that stuff, so that type called as a data type. So in statistically typed language, we need to provide the data type, but in dynamically typed language, automatically language will detect which type of data type at the time of execution. That means in Python, there is no need to specify the data type. Python language have their own data types. For example, Python have int, Python have float, Python have a complex data type, Python have bool data type, Python have a string data type, but there is no need to specify the data type. At the time of execution, it will automatically consider actual data type. And if you want to check that data type, then we have a predefined function called as a type. So we can check that data type. This is the most important feature of Python language, and it is very useful because we don't worry about the data type. Data type automatically detected at the time of execution because Python is an interpreted language. See, C language, C++ language, Java language, it is a compile type. That means at the time of compilation, it will check the errors. But in Python, it is interpreter. That means at the time of execution, it will check the syntax type. So that's why it's most important. And this is the interview question also. What is the difference between statistically typed language and dynamically typed language? What are the uses of the dynamically language or dynamically typed language? What are the features of dynamical typed language? Give some examples. So they can ask the questions on the dynamical type. So make sure about that. Dynamically typed language is one in which there is no need to specify the data type. Automatically it will be considered. And after that, C and Java is a statistically typed language. C, C++, Java, these are the statistically typed language. So now we already discussed about that Python has a different feature. That means Python has a procedure-oriented programming language. That means in Python we can write a program without a main function. Python has an object-oriented language. That means in Python we can able to create a class, we can create objects like that. So Python is a scripting language. That means in Python we can able to create the scripting, and it is a modular programming language also. That means we can divide our project into different types of module, and that module will be treated as a sub program. So these all feature will come in one language. When we talk about C language, when we talk about C++, these are the single purpose languages. For example, C language is specially designed for the procedure oriented language. When we talk about the C++ language, it is specially designed for the partial object oriented programming language. When we talk about the Java, it is a fully object oriented language. That means the language contains only one specific reason, but Python is available in four different ways, and they borrowed the feature. Borrowed, that means which is already defined. They borrowed a Python developer, or we can say that the owner or father of Python, Judo Van Rossum, borrowed the feature from the C language, C++, so Perl and Modular. They borrowed the feature from these languages. So ये भी question आता है कि when we say object-oriented feature is borrowed from the C++. Why is Judo Van Rossum is not borrowed the feature from Java? ऐसा भी question आ सकता है. What is the reason behind that? See, C language is developed in the year of 1972, but publicly available in the year of 1978. So we can say that this language is developed in the year of 1989. So that means the C language is already developed. So it can easily borrow the feature from the C language. Similarly, C++ language is developed in the year of 1979, and Java is developed in the year of 1991. So that's why the Judo and Rasam, or father of Python, borrowed the feature of object-oriented programming in the from the C++, not from the Java. This is a main interview question. They will check your mind, or they will check your presence of mind कि कब होता है कैसे डेवलप हुआ है क्यों इसने जावा से फीचर नहीं लिया है so we need to specify that because Java is a earlier the name of Java is Oak and it was developed in the year of 1991 and later on the name was changed in the year of 1995. How he can take the feature from Java because the Java is yet to develop and before that Java the Python language is actually developed. So that's why reason he borrow the feature. Yogeshwari, mute your account, mute your mic. So that's why it borrow the feature and these features are very useful. So make a note of that is that this is the theory part of the Python. Make a note of that कि आपको पता होना चाहिए while preparing for the interview. I will share this document with you and also these documents are important. In that section, they will ask who is the father of Python. In that section, they will ask what is the birth date of Python. In that case, we need to specify the original year in the year of 1989 at Netherlands. So after that, what is the official birth date? If they ask, then we need to specify 20th February 1991. Then what is the difference between dynamically typed language and statistically typed language? Why the Python, whom the Python borrow the feature of object-oriented programming? ये क्वेश्चन आते हैं जावा से हो सकता है या सी प्लस प्लस. So we need to specify the answers in that. Now, where we can use the Python. This is the most important areas where the Python language is used. See, the first one is a desktop application or standalone application. So at least you must know that what is a desktop and standalone application. The application will be executed on single PC and will be reside on single hard disk. Okay. So the best example is Microsoft Paint, or we can say that Microsoft Office, or we can say that calculator. These type of applications are the standalone application, which will be executed on a single PC and which will be reside, or we can say that the result will be shared on a single disk, hard drive. Okay, so that application will be a standalone application, and Python is majorly used to develop the standalone application. In last lecture, we already discussed about the concise code. Concise code is nothing but smaller code. See, if you want to develop, if you want to write a single program which will print 1 to 10 numbers, so whatever the language, whether it is a C, C++, Java, we need to write a 10 lines of code. But in Python, we can write this same program within a 2 lines. So we can execute or we can print 10 numbers, 1 to 10 numbers by using only 2 lines. So that means concise code is there. So that's why most of developer prefer the Python because it is a very short code. Short code होते हैं और easily we can use a predefined functions by using that we can easily develop the application. So second important thing is a web application or distributed application. The application which will be executed on server, or we can say that application which follows the client and server. That means client make a request to the server and server gives a response. Such a type of application called as a distributed application. Best example, Facebook is there. Gmail is there. So by using that application, we can able to execute or we can able to create the distributed applications. Okay, so Python can able to perform the distributed application. Third one is a database application. If you want to create a different kinds of databases, records, stores, so retrieves, so like that application, we can able to create the distributed database applications also by using a Python. Networking application is also there. So different types of tools are available to check the network. Different types of tools are available to find out the packets, traces the packets, configuration of routers, switches, any other thing. So such a type of application is done by using a Python in the application. So even we can use the gaming application in a Python. Majorly, most of companies are using Python as a gaming application. Similarly, data analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT. So such a type of application will be executed. But there is only one area where we cannot use the Python or where we not see the work is under progress. Maybe in future there will be a chances they can develop such a type of application. So what is the reason? Because Python is an open source company. It is not a proprietary shit or it is not privately limited company. So they don't have the original all license of Python because Python is open source. Anyone can use and anyone can configure the Python language. It is an open source community. For that reason, maybe there is a chances the limitations of Python is only because Python is not available for mobile applications for only. Otherwise, each and every term, each and every area, Python is. Okay. So this one is a limitations. We'll check the limitations also. So by using that, where we cannot use the Python in Android only. These are the major companies we already seen about that. So Google is there. They are most majorly using the Python application. We all know about Instagram. Instagram is also using a Python. It's a very lightweight page, and all the pages are created in a Python. So we all know about the Instagram. We check the reels. We upload the short video. We upload the photos. So how it comes, the dynamic page will become. So we can already check that. We already know about the Spotify. It's an MP3 application. So in that we can listen the different kinds of MP3 songs. Yahoo is also using, NASA is also using, Navi, IBM is also using. So these are the company where the Python are used. So let's discuss about the features, and these features are very powerful. If you know about that, then we can understand how Python is more stronger as compared to the other language. See, if you want to perform a particular task, for example, if you want to perform a Ruby related task, then we have a C language. If you want to perform object-oriented programming, only object-oriented programming, then we have a Java language. But only Python is available to collect all these features into single application or single language. So for that, these are the most important features, and you need to understand each and every feature clearly. The first one is a simple and easy to learn. So why we learn this theoretical part? Why we not start the actual programming part? See, before doing any programming, you must know the fundamentals of that program. Fundamentals means basic knowledge, historical knowledge, what are the properties of the language, what is the pros and cons of that language, and then we can able to develop the application. In future, for example, we are developing the application and you don't know about the extensible feature, then how we can develop the Python application? In future we are developing a Java application, and if you don't know the embedded application extensible feature, then how we can develop the application? If you don't know about the portability, how we can develop the application? See, this theoretical part with program is the most important thing. So we at least must know that what is the feature, what is the meaning of that feature, how we can deal with that feature. So the first one is a simple and easy to learn. We all know that the syntax of the Python is very easy. If you don't know about the anything about the programming, but still we can able to perform the program by using a Python. Okay, so it is very easy and easy to learn, simple and easy to learn. Second important feature, it is a free and open source. When we talk about the Visual Basic VB, and .NET, it is a paid version. That means if you want to if you want to become a developer of .NET and Visual Basic, we need to pay certain amount to the Microsoft company. See, if you want to learn something and if you are paying that money to that company, then we are not comfortable. That some persons are not comfortable with that. So for that reason, most of the scholars learn from the open source. So that's why it is a Python is a open source and freely available, free to use, free to configure, and that's why it expands in a very large scale. If it is a paid, then the expansion of that application will be very less, but it is open source. That's why the expansion of that application is very large and very large scale. Okay. So free and open source means what? Free to use, free to configure. Third one is a high level programming language. That means user can create a number of application having their own knowledge. Okay, so it supports unique also. That means, for example, I want to write a course, then I know the computer understandable language. So I know the high level language. I can create the high level language, and then the role of interpreter, it will execute at the time of running, and it will convert it into low level language. It contains high level language, and all other languages are the high level languages like C, C++, Java. These are the high level languages. Platform independent is the most important feature. Like C language, like C++ language, like Java language, these are the all platform independent. That means we can execute our program on Linux, we can execute Python on Windows, we can execute Python on different Mac OS, we can use Python on different Linux based operating systems. If, for example, Fedora is there, for example, Red Hat is there, Ubuntu is there. So it is not dependent on a particular operating system. Platform independent means it is a freely available or executed on any operating system. So there are different types of distribution available, and we download that software from the website. They will provide the Linux version. They will provide the macOS version. They will provide the Windows version. So that's why we can say that it's a platform. So portability is an option. We can easily switch the language portable. So it is a we all know that the concept of the portability. We can easily switch without changing the code. So अगर हम दूसरी language पे भी switch हो रहे हैं, हम easily switch हो सकते हैं. After that, dynamically type, we have already discussed about the dynamic type. That means Python. When we write a program in a Python, in that section, we need not write a data type. So it is a dynamically typed language. Automatically, it will be checked. And the next part of the this Python training will be the data type. So in that section, you can get detailed information about the data. After that, it's suppose the procedure-oriented language and object-oriented language. We all know that it collects the feature from the C language and C++ language. That means it supports the procedure-oriented and object-oriented. अभी ये ना पूरे के पूरे इंटरव्यू के क्वेश्चंस हैं. पूछ सकते हैं what is the portability, what is a platform independent, what is a high level language, what is the difference between procedure oriented and object oriented, what is a dynamically typed language in Python. So we need to specify the answers clearly. So what is a procedure oriented? That means a way where we can write a program without a class. Without a class. ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं, a way we can write a program with the help of main function. That programming means called as a procedure oriented program. ऐसा भी कह सकते हैं या without class भी कह सकते हैं. And what about the object? The way where we can write a program in the form of class and object called as a object oriented. Next, Python is an interpreted language, not the compiler language. Okay, compile time language नहीं है, interpreted language. अभी ये भी question interview में पूछा जाता है कि what is the difference between compile time and interpreted? See, in the compile time, that means the compiler will check the program at the time of compilation. There are two different phases at the compile time. First, we need to compile, and after that, we need to execute. But in Python, we directly execute the program. What is the reason? Because of interpreted. because of interpreted. That means at the time of running or execution, it will check the syntax and it will apply the REPL tool. In last section, we discussed REPL tool is nothing but read, that execute, after that print, after that loop. First, it will read the statement. If any syntax occurred, that syntax occurred, it will generate the error. After that, it will execute, evaluate. Execute मतलब evaluate करता है. After that, it will print और फिर उसके बाद में फिर next line पे जाता है. मतलब loop में वो operation perform. So that's why it is interpreted. After that, the extensible is the most important feature. Okay. For example, extensible matlab ke, we are developing one application, standalone application, or we can say that distributed application of Java, and some part is remaining, and for that we require a different language. For example, Python is required. So we can use Python as an extensible language in the Java project. मतलब Java project के अंदर हम Python use कर सकते हैं. जावा प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर हम पाइथन यूज कर सकते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई वी कॉल्ड एज अ पाइथन इज एक्सटेंसिबल. दैट मींस this language is easily, or we can say easily fit in another language. ये language another language में easily fit होती है. That's why it is a extensible. Python is a embedded. That means what? If we are developing a Python project and some of code is remaining, and it is very quite harder to develop that code in Python. For that reason, we can use another language like Java and any other language. So that code will be embedded. That code will be embedded. That means when we develop the Python language, and in that we require some another language code, so we can embed that code into your Python feature. So that's why we call it as a embedded. And the last important feature is a huge collection of extensive libraries. As libraries are there, and different kinds of libraries are available in. We can easily import them, and we can able to perform a different kinds of. So these are the very major features, and each and every student must know about that these feature. It's quite easy to learn. It's quite open source, freeware and open source. High-level programming language, platform independent, portability. अब हमने जावा का भी concept है portability. It means that the combination of platform independent and course. Okay. So ये भी होता है कि a particular course, we all know that the different kinds of processors are available. कुछ एप्लीकेशन ना प्रोसेसर पे डिपेंड होते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल i3 पे ही वर्क होते हैं, i5 पे ही वर्क होते हैं, p1 पे ही वर्क होते हैं, p2 पे वर्क होते हैं. ये जब कॉम्बिनेशन मिलता है तो देन वी कैन से दैट इट इज अ concept of portability. Dynamic type, procedure. So these are the important features you need to take care about that, and you must understand this meaning. They will ask the question in the interview. So we already discussed about that, the limitations of Python in that section. What are the limitations? Only one limitation I thought available. So the performance issue. Okay, what is that performance? Python contains a large types of code, so maybe there is a chances while developing the application when we wrote the different kinds of Python functions, so there is maybe chances of performance issue. Otherwise, there will be no Python limitations of Python. And second limitation is mobile application. So okay, the second application in the limitations is a mobile application. In Python, there is a no applications are available to develop the mobile application right now, but in future there is a chances that will be occur. Okay, so available in future, but right now there is no application. For example, we all know that in Android application we have Android application in that they can develop the mobile applications, different kinds of mobile applications. So similarly in Python, ये operations available नहीं है. Otherwise each and everything the Python is available. And last we will discuss about the flavors. Right now I don't have a battery because it will just provide me 30 to 35 minutes backup, and I don't have electricity. So we'll conduct the same lecture. मतलब again इसके आगे का lecture will conduct at 4 o'clock. I will share the document 4 or 5. I will update the time and we'll conduct that. So last we'll conduct this it, and after that we'll close the session. Okay, so automatically my laptop will be turned off. So these are the flavors. Okay, flavors of Python. So what are the flavors? We talk about the Linux, we talk about the any operating system. These are the flavors. Okay. For example, a color, if we consider the color, then there are different types of flavors are available. Pink is there, white is there, yellow is there. So like that, these are the flavors of Python. That means Python is not available for a single language. Python is available for many languages. Okay. So first one is a C Python, is specially designed for the C language. Right now, I will quickly fast because I get the warning as a battery is low. So C Python is designed for the C language. J Python is a discuss about the Java. Iron Python is a use flavor is used for the C hash. PyPy is used for the just-in-time compiler.
I'm audible to all?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The laptop का power failure हो चुका है, so that's why we cannot able to conduct the lecture. So see, these are the flavors of Python. So we'll conduct the same lecture on 4 to 5 o'clock. So I will update the time and I will share the document also, and we will revise the same part again. Okay, the flavors of Python will revise, and after that we'll perform the fundamentals. Today we'll start fundamentals. In that we'll discuss about the int, float, int, float, complex, bool, and string related operation itself. And after that the another data type, that means secondary data type, like byte array, set, frozen set, dictionary. So उसके बारे में हम discuss करेंगे. Just give me 1 second. I will take attendance. And after that we'll So right now there is a power failure issue. So once I get the power, so I will upload the same lecture on the YouTube and I will share the document also. So right now we'll close the session. Okay. If you have any query, let me know about that. We'll discuss. Otherwise, we'll close the session. Does anyone have question? Yes or no?
Sir. No, sir. No.
Okay. No issue. We'll close the session and we'll do it same as 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I will update the time. Okay. So thank you. We'll close the session. Have a nice day. Bye.